What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the Cool Koi Show, brought to you by the undisputed world of MMA. And fight fans, I gotta come on here and talk about the Chimaev troll, the Chimaev excuses after UFC 328. And much as I can't stand Sean Strickland with a passion, guys. You guys notice I do not like Sean Strickland. I went against him almost pretty much all his fights, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And I do not like Sean Strickland. But what I would not allow Chimaev to do in any opponent that Strickland faced is to make excuses after the fight. So, if you didn't know, fight fans, Chimaev's brother came on the air. He's in the interview. He was talking about how, Chimaev was, preparing to move up to light heavyweight to fight Jared Prohaska, right? And he weighed around like 231 pounds. 231 pounds. He was cut down to 231 to 205 to prepare for Jared Prohaska. So he had no plans on taking a fight at middleweight. That's what his brother said, right? Now, Chimaev didn't say these words. He was very classy after his laws. They was hugging each other, kissing each other. You know what I'm saying? They were touchy with each other. After the fight, it almost looked like they didn't hate each other. It almost looked like they didn't have bad blood, and the beef was just to build up the fight, pretty much. All the yelling, and what I'm saying, you poor, I'm rich, and Chimaev was saying that Sean Strickland was talking about his country. Strickland apologized to Chimaev. I added that clip in the fight reaction video towards the end. And it just seemed like they never hated each other, fight fans. But this is what's been going on in the sport of MMA, right? This is what's been going on in the sport of boxing, too. Gervonta Davis did. The sweat hit my eye. I couldn't see. And that's how Roach, made the fight competitive. That's why the fight was competitive between me and Roach. Because the sweat went in my eye. Just excuses. But what I see in the MMA world and other sports too is that these athletes make excuses, and then it kind of diminish the other person performance almost. Like, oh yeah, Strickland only won because Chimaev, as we all know, struggled on cutting the weight. When he was in the weigh-ins, like he was dying, like he was drained. So that is some truth to that. But fight fans, tell me who signed that dotted line to take this fight at middleweight. Who signed it? Chimaev signed it. He signed the dotted line to fight Strickland, which means that you got to go out there and perform. You got to give the best you had. Strickland had a minor injury, if you didn't know that, in his shoulder. He threw his shoulder out.
I like all night long, bro. We got home Tuesday. I had to sleep on my side. Yeah, I hit my wall. I had like a grade 1 ACL. Yeah, I felt like
You see him with excuses about his, performance. Strickland, we usually see him throw more combinations than what he throw. He went throwing the overhand rights. He was just popping a jab and trying to stay away from the ground of Chimaev. Even got his own takedown when he reversed him in that fight. And he made no excuses. He went there to fight, But I can't allow Chimaev to come up with these excuses about his weight, hard weight cut. I thought I was doing one thing. I'm doing this, and I supposed to move up to fight Jared Prohaska. You remember that rumor was going around, and I was like, what? And then Chimaev was calling out Alex Pereira. You remember that? And I was like, man, why are you calling out Alex Pereira? Oh, maybe because of the weight. And Chimaev have had this problem throughout his career. He's had this problem out his career, fight fans. He's at welterweight. He fought Gilbert Burns. He said, I felt depleted. I need to move up the middleweight. Remember when he's supposed to fight Nate Diaz? He weighed 7 pounds over his weight. And then they had to just rearrange the whole card. And that's how Chimaev fought Kevin Holland in that fight. And then Nate fought Tony Ferguson at welterweight in that fight. Or was it a catchweight? It was something like that. But do you guys remember that though? And it was like, okay, this guy is apparently too big for welterweight. He need to move up. Move up to middleweight. It seemed like he having the same problem. And then what I also didn't like is that Chimaev team, they kind of coming out saying that, we want a rematch. And that's the only thing we want. And we want the fight in Dubai. Okay, first of all, Chimaev is not the champion anymore. So you can't just be calling shots and pick and choosing who you want to fight. That's not going to happen. I know Chimaev's a superstar, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know the first fight between him and Sean Strickland was big. In the rematches, it's going to sell. But it might not sell as much because you got to understand, they was hugging each other. He's being friendly. So in the fight fans' eyes around the world, we looking like, dang, did they really hate each other? Or they just trying to sell? That's how it will come off. So I don't think the rematch will make the numbers wouldn't be as big as the first fight. This is me, my opinion. But it still will be a big fight, right? But I feel like Chimaev need to take 1 or 2 more fights, man. 1 or 2 more fights. He need to reset. First, he need to reset his career. Okay, take a step back, figure out this weight cutting thing, figure out if you're going to stay at middleweight. You seen Dana White come out and say he most definitely going to light heavyweight in the press conference. But Chimaev and Chimaev team coming out saying that they want a rematch immediately at middleweight in Dubai. You just want we ain't find nowhere else if it's not in Dubai. Calling the shots like they're the champ. Strickland won his championship belt back. He's the one that calls shots. And they said they won in October. Got a date, the location, and everything. It's like this guy ain't even a champ no more in Chimaev. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't be, I don't know if Chimaev told them to say all this. I don't know. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. I can't, but what I can say is that I have proof that his coaches and his brother, you can go on YouTube, look it up yourself. I'll put like some little clips in the video. They said this. That's what we want for Chimaev. We want to fight in Dubai. We want it in October. And we want our immediate rematch. You don't deserve an immediate rematch. When you win the belt and you lose, even though it was a close fight, a lot of people say Chimaev got it. Some people say Strickland got it. I feel like Strickland got it. And I can't stand Strickland. But he got it. Okay. I had 4 eyes that night. It was these eyes and these bad boys right here. So I seen the fight. And Strickland won. He won. He came out there to fight. Chimaev looked great in the first round and gassed out. Now the question becomes, how will he look at 205? These guys are bigger. Chimaev can ragdoll these guys at middleweight. They're a little bit smaller, like the Whitakers, like this, Strickland. He got like a small frame. You can ragdoll like, the Kevin Hollands. He got a long frame, but you can ragdoll those guys. You can, he ragdolled Dricus Du Plessis. But when you go to light heavyweight, these guys are more powerful. These guys will make you pay if you gas out like you did against Sean Strickland. They're going to make you pay at light heavyweight. So the question is like, I thought him moving up was a good thing. And I thought that Chimaev, before his career ends, I said Chimaev's going to retire undefeated. I kept telling Rich Ali that and my guys that. Chimaev's going to retire undefeated. He go to light heavyweight, these guys ain't got no grappling. You know what I'm saying? But if they can weather that first and second round storm, how does that look in a 5-round fight? If he move up to light heavyweight? That's a good question. If he's struggling at middleweight. So that's a good question, man. These guys are bigger too. So you just can't ragdoll them. So that's why I say Chimaev needs to take a setback and kind of figure this thing out. Even GSP coach came out and said, what type of coaches do he have for him to make that weight, to be at 231, thinking that he gonna fight at lightweight, to cut down about 15 pounds to fight at light heavyweight against Praska, and then have to cut again to middleweight. Look, weight cuts are dangerous, fight fans. We've seen it. We seen the fighter a couple months ago fall out. You know what I'm talking about. Can't think of his name right now. But you know what I'm talking about. So this is serious, weight cuts. You see what happened to Tony Ferguson? Made weight 2 weeks just to make it, just to flex. I don't know why he did it. And then fought Justin Gaethje and got the brakes beat off of him. Got the brakes beat off of him, fight fans. He's never been the same ever since then.
That was right off of you did the elbow. Beat up bad, man. All right. Let's go, Keith. Come on, Johnny.
It can really affect your body, affect your health. So I hope that Chimaev make the right decision. I hope the UFC make him take one more fight and let Nasruddin Imavov and Sean Strickland fight. I know Strickland beat Nasruddin Imavov, but that was on short notice, and that was a young Nasruddin Imavov. Imavov have came so far in his career from the time they fought, and Strickland as well. And I want to see this middleweight division to keep moving, keep moving. Let these contenders get their chance. That's what I want to see at middleweight. Not setbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like it was at heavyweight. So, fight fans, thanks for tuning in at the Cool Quay Show. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for all of the subscribers and and people that comment on the videos. I greatly appreciate it. I love interacting with you guys and hearing your opinion about MMA and all things. Stay tuned for much more. You wonder. I know.
We are the undisputed world of MMA. Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to give us that super thanks. Hit that heart at the bottom. Show them some love because we love you all day, every day. We the people for the people, baby. Undisputed world. Let's go.